Hi guys, welcome to another Kamikaze creation video. Back in the shed, back working on the 1G, having a good little play. Thanks for all of the support and feedback. On my last video I said every time I ask for a bit of advice about the 1G, I tend to get told throw it in the bin and put a 1JZ in. But there seems to be a lot of lovers out there of the 1G, and I'm really impressed and really stoked, and thanks for your support, because I really do want to continue with this motor, and I think I am going to. So today I'm going to have a bit of a look inside the motor. I've got a few things to do. I want to give a bit of a clean up of the intake side of the block. I've taken that intake manifold off, and I'm going to give that side of the block a little bit of a clean up, get rid of a few of the cobwebs and dust, just give it a spray down with some degreaser. And then I'm going to take the rocker covers off, because they're pretty gummed up, you know, and tarnished. They're aluminium rocker covers and they need a bit of a tidy up, and I want to give them a little bit of a polish up. Hopefully they come up okay. And I really want to have a look at the cams and have a look inside the motor. So I'll get those rocker covers off and have a look inside the motor for the first time and see what it looks like. Anyway, let's get into it. Just going to do a little bit of a clean up on this side of the motor. Since I've pulled that manifold off, I haven't really done a lot, been researching a lot of parts, but I'm just going to give this a clean up similar to the other side, give a bit of a spray with some WD-40, bit of a brush down, and then I might take this rocker cover off up here and try to give it a little bit of a polish up and tidy up. So I've given it all a bit of a clean up over this side, just a bit of a degrease before I pulled those rocker covers off. Just a basic, you know, that spray can degreaser is excellent stuff. Just squirted all over it, gave it a bit of brush down and let it wash off onto the floor. With those rags in there, protected the internals. The injector holes are all plugged up there. But what I'm really excited about is I've just taken the rocker covers off, because I want to give them a bit of a polish up, and the cams look fabulous. So I was watching a YouTube video the other day on the strip down of a 2JZ, and they basically said, you know, you get a lot of staining. This one they ripped down had heaps of brown staining in here, and on the cams and on the retaining caps, heaps of stain. And they said basically that's an indication of lack of oil changes and running old oil. I can see down in the cavities there's a bit of staining, but you know, it looks like this has been a part, and that's what I've been told in recent times. And this top area looks really good. The cams look good. The lobes look really good. There's no wear that I can see. So I'm pretty stoked and impressed. And doesn't that look awesome? Top view. Loving it. So these are the rocker covers. I want to give them a bit of a polish up. I'll see if they come up okay with a polish. If they don't, I might just get my good mate to paint them in a gloss black. Anyway, I'll see how they come up with a polish. So this isn't a bad result. I've only been going at it a couple of minutes. I started out with a wire brush. I haven't really touched this end. You can see it's pretty grubby and grotty. And as you come back down, she's looking not too bad. So I'll keep going at it. I've done about 5 minutes work on these covers. Well, only the one in front. And not a bad result. Like, again, I'm not after a show vehicle, but definitely takes a bit of that grease and grime and tarnish off them. So I'm going to keep working on this and tidy the other side one up. I might just sit them on the engine and let you have a look at them there. There you go, guys. Again, this side one, it's had a nice bit of a polish up. starting to look quite nice. I've just got to do that other side one and do a bit of work on it. But yeah, they've polished up okay, should make it look quite nice. I cracked this thermostat housing as I told you the other day. You can see the crack in the top part of it there. So I've bought a new thermostat housing, and while I was there I also bought those couple of O-rings that seal off that pipe. And I would go over to the motor. When I was thinking about it and having a look at all the parts online, and it's called MegaZip, brilliant site. Mick's been talking to me a fair bit on YouTube and pointing me in the direction of MegaZip, and awesome. It's got the full schematics. So I bought this water pump as well. I thought as sure as that water pump's going to fail. So I'll separate these two and I'll put a new water pump on. I'll pull that off eventually and clean it up. And I bought that thermostat housing that bolts on here, the upper part. I've also bought the gaskets for the inlet and exhaust there. And I'm going to take this front cover off, which houses the tooth timing belt, because I bought one of those too. I thought I may as well do that while I'm going. So I've taken the opportunity and I took the little 1G cover off. I think I have to keep that on there. But I'm inside these tooth timing belts. Now I've bought one of these belts, as I mentioned, but this one looks brand new. Again, every step I go, everything I look at says that this engine has had work done to it. I'm getting more confident with every step. Those timing belts look absolutely awesome. I see a lot of people allow these to be exposed for the look, but they look pretty damn good. I thought it would be reasonably brittle or have some cracking in it, but you know, by all accounts, that's a newbie. So there you go, guys. A little bit more work done. I'm going to continue to work on those rocker covers. I'm still not guaranteed I'm going to leave them just polished aluminium. I may, but I might look at getting them painted. But those, I'm very impressed with those cams in there. I'm also incredibly impressed with that that timing belt in there, looking pretty brand new. And I reckon if I pulled that sump off and have a look in there, I think I'm going to find some good news as well. So I might have really lucked out with this motor, and there might be a fair bit of truth in it that it's had a fair bit of work done. Not that I didn't believe it, but even the fella I bought it off, when I questioned him, and I'm got to send him an email tonight and see if I can get the actual receipt and find out who did the build on it. But hopefully the receipt will list all the things that have been done. But, you know, I did a video recently, said dodged a bullet, and I think I've just been lucky. I think this is a really good motor. I think it's going to be an excellent motor with the single turbo upgrade on it. I've also done a bit of research on the intake side, and I had some advice that it's a really good manifold, that original manifold. So I'm not 100% that I'm going to stick with that. I've seen a few people cut the top off those manifolds and put their own cylinder on them and make them front mount. But anyway, I'm pretty happy. Really good results. So I'm going to keep working on this over the weekend. I'm really looking forward to all of those parts coming that I bought off MegaZip. The water pump, those seals for that pipe. I've bought the gasket so that I can put the inlet and exhaust back on. I bought that timing belt, but I really don't think I need it. But you know, it's something that'll be used in the future. But things are looking really good. So thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for all the encouragement. Thank you to all of the subscribers. I must be doing something right, because a lot of people are liking my videos, having a good chat to me and subscribing, and I'm really enjoying the community. I'm enjoying doing this and getting the discussion happening. It's not just me talking with people, it is people talking with people, which is really awesome, because these motors I think are great. I think we've got a good following. I think there's a good community around them, and it'd be great to support you guys. If you haven't done this before, I'm going right through it for you, and I haven't found any videos online that cover this type of stuff. So for anyone out there that's still got the twin turbos, still got it set up all standard, hopefully this gives you confidence to go through and do the pull down, clean it up, change it over, put it back in. It's going to be a big challenge when I get to the wiring and the ECU, and I'm looking at a number of those, but they're just bridges, they're just hurdles, they're just new learning, and that's what my channel is all about. It's all about learning and sharing. Catches.